All right, what's going on, everybody? I just posted the link to the PDF for the score sheet. If you guys wanted to use the official Play at Home Trivia Nights score sheet for tonight's game, you can go ahead, click that link, and download that PDF file to your computer. Have that on hand, as it certainly appears that we will be doing more and more online games as opposed to getting together in person. So we're going to give it a minute here and let everybody who's going to play on this Sunday night to join in. Hopefully everybody's having a good, safe weekend and a good Sunday. For those of you here in Chicago, hopefully you did yourself a favor like I did and did not watch the Bears game today. There's no reason to stress yourself out over a team that doesn't deserve your time nor your energy at this point. So, yeah, that's what we got going on here on this Sunday. Another play at home night. So let's give it a minute, and then I'm going to go through the rules real quick on how we play our game in case we have any new players playing for the first time tonight. Let's go through the rules real fast. We're going to play 5 rounds of pub-style trivia tonight, the same way we play it when we do get together in person. Hopefully that will be happening sooner rather than later. Tuesday nights at the Firewater Saloon in Edison Park and their Mount Greenwood location on the south side Wednesday nights. First round is going to be a picture round, followed by 3 specific categories, and then a round of general trivia. Each round is made up of 5 questions worth 1 point each, and then a bonus question, which is typically harder, so it is worth 2 points. So 30 questions in all will be asked of you during tonight's game. The game takes about an hour and 10, hour and 15 minutes to complete, depending on how sidetracked we get along the way. Or I should say how sidetracked I get along the way. Here's how the game breaks down. I'm going to read you the questions. They're also going to appear on your screen, and you're going to write down your answers on your own score sheets at home. Please do not put any answers in the comment sections. You can download that PDF file that I put the link to in the comments, or head on over to the Trivia Nights with Greg Facebook page, and the PDF for the score sheet is pinned to the top of the page over there as well. So you can print that out and use that to play along. You don't have to. You can use any piece of scratch paper you've got lying around the house. Just make sure you have enough space for 30 answers and group your answers together by round. So I'm going to read you the questions. You're writing them down on your score sheets there at home, not putting answers in the comment section. I will then repeat the round for you, then give you a minute or so break to kind of make sure you got the answers down that you want. And then I will reveal the correct answers to you, read them off, and show them to you on the screen. And you guys are going to be scoring your own score sheets there at home. So we're playing on the honor system. Please, no changing answers, no filling in blanks, no looking up answers on Google or asking your phone for help or anything like that. We're just playing for fun while we go through these times where we can't really go out and do anything. At least we shouldn't be going out and doing anything. Keep our brains exercised and having fun, and distract us for about an hour or so each night. So please don't cheat. At the end of the final round, the 5th round, you are going to then add up the scores from all 5 of your rounds. Put your big final score on your score sheets, circle it so I can see it. Then you're going to take a picture of your score sheet with your fancy smartphones and send that picture to me on Facebook Messenger. If you're playing on one of the other platforms, if you're playing on Periscope, you can send that to me on Twitter or post the picture in the comments. Or if you're playing on our YouTube channel, thank you for checking in over there. Please hit the subscribe button. You can either, if you don't have Facebook or Twitter access to send me the picture, you can just post your score in the comments and we'll take it from there. I don't think you can put a picture of your score sheet in the comments on YouTube. So one more final thing. You are allowed to double your score for one of our 5 rounds tonight, and you can do that simply by circling your entire group of answers for the round you'd like to get double points in. But please do that before the correct answers are revealed for that round. So if there's a particular round, say it's our second round, and you think you've got all 6 questions right, go ahead and circle your group of answers during that little break I give you between reading the answers and revealing the answers, and then you can give yourself double the amount of points. Please don't wait until after you've heard the answers and then say, hey, I got all 6 right, let's double that. Or don't wait to the end of the night and then just pick the round you did the best at and double that one. We play this game in the in-person version at those mythical places called bars where we used to be able to hang out in. You don't have the luxury of having your score sheet with you when the answers are read. You have to turn them in at the end of each question session. So you have to choose the double score option before you hear the answers. So in the spirit of the game, I ask you to do the same thing here and circle those answers before they are revealed. So basically, the only 3 infractions you can commit while having fun here online with me is cheating of any kind, looking up answers, changing answers, that sort of stuff. Putting your answers in the comment section is also a no-no. And then doubling around after you've heard the answers. Please circle your answers for doubling before you hear them. Otherwise, we're going to have a fun night tonight. I've got an interesting set of categories planned for tonight. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how you guys do. Some challenging rounds tonight. Here are our categories for this Sunday night. Picture round will be Netflix originals. I'm going to show you pictures of 5 different original shows found only on the Netflix streaming app. You have to identify what original show that is. Round number 2 is December sports history. This might be a round where reading those daily hockey history of hockey posts that I do over at thehockeywriters.com. This might be the day that reading those, especially really recent ones, since we're doing December sports history, will come in handy. Round number 3 is random music trivia. I just went through my database of questions and picked out some random music trivia. That's something we'll probably do more often. I just have random sheets of questions that I use to just build other rounds on. So we're just going to start picking random. There's going to be random music, random TV, random movies. Really no theme to that round except that they're all music questions. Round number 4 is savage trivia. Don't worry, it's not savage as in really, really hard trivia. It's savage as in it's all questions on people or things or stuff with the word savage in their name. Okay, so it's not savage as in crap, we're never going to be able to answer these questions. It's about people who have the last name Savage, perhaps, or movies or music or bands that may have the word savage in it, stuff like that. Not as hard as you think. Then general trivia is how we end the night. Just some random questions. That is the only round, though, outside of the picture round that does not have any multiple choice or true-false questions. So keep that in mind when thinking of a double score option. If you wait to the end and you want to use it on the general trivia, there are no multiple choice or true-false questions in that round. You either know it or you don't. That's the round that kind of separates the winners from losers. So those are our categories tonight. As always, as you see scrolling at the bottom, and it'll be scrolling throughout the duration of tonight's game, those are the PayPal and Venmo information if you would like to send me a tip for the work that gets put into putting these games on 4 nights a week. Tips are not required to play, but they surely are appreciated, especially now as I am unable to go out and host trivia in my weekly locations. That's a big chunk of money gone missing. I also, my hockey jobs, I can't do those either. There are no AHL minor league games to go get paid to cover. I have no scouting assignments to go on during the weekends. So tipping is really great right now. So not as I said, not required, but surely appreciated. Another way to help out is going over to the hockeywriters.com, my author page. That address is scrolling at the bottom too, and clicking away. And today would have been a great day to do that, especially for that December sports history round. I do a daily today in hockey history column over there, plus some prospect news columns and Blackhawks coverage and AHL coverage when there's actual stuff to cover. So head on over to the Hockey Writers. The more clicks I get, the more money they send me. So that's another way to help out during these weird times. So those are our categories. That's the promo, the pimping and begging and pleading portion of the show. But more of that later, I promise. But it's time to get to the game. That's why you're all here. You're not here to hear me ramble on about giving me money or rules or category titles. You want to play trivia. So I am a man of the people, and we are going to play some trivia. We're going to start with our picture round as we usually do, and our picture round is Netflix originals. I'm going to show you pictures of 5 different Netflix series, and you are going to just identify the name of the show that I am showing you. I don't need to know the actors or characters' names that are in the picture, just need to know the name of the show. So hopefully during all these last 85 years, we've been told to stay home when possible. And for those few months where we pretty much had to stay home, you watched a lot of Netflix originals, because if you did, you're going to have a good round. Here we go. Netflix original number 1. This is one of their current hits. One of their current hits that they take some creative liberties with actually how the events really happened, but that's okay. That's nothing new. They are far from the first television series or movie to commit that sin, and they won't be the last. You have to sensationalize history, because usually history is pretty dull and boring, so you got to make it a little more charismatic for the masses. I'm a huge history guy, and I have problems watching historical movies or shows, because a lot of times they're on subjects that I've read books on or listened to podcasts on, and I will just shout at the screen, "That never happened," and it drives me nuts. And I get why they do it, but those movies aren't made for history nerds like me. They're made for people that don't know a whole lot about the actual story and just want to be entertained, and that's fine. That's what documentaries and nonfiction books are for. Here is number 2, Netflix original number 2 coming at you. Ooh, that's a nice holiday greeting for you. This one's pretty good. I haven't watched all of this one, but I did see a season or 2 of it when it first started. It's pretty funny. Two longtime talented actresses starring in this show. Let's move on to the next Netflix original number 3. Get it up on the screen here. Here we go. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. I can't wait for season 2 of this one. This was one somebody turned me on right at the beginning of our little quarantine lockdown last March. And I watched this one quickly. It's a good, easy watch. I think it's only like 8 episodes at like 45 minutes a piece, so it doesn't take up a whole lot of time. And it was fun. It's a little difficult to follow at the beginning because it's, I don't want to give away too much away, but things don't happen in the order that you think they're happening in, and it takes a little while to figure that out. But it's a good, fun show. And if you like the Lord of the Rings type, Game of Thrones type fantasy worlds, then this is a show for you. This is a good one. I recommend it. I had a lot of fun watching this show. Number 3. Number 4, here we go. This is one a lot of people really like. I haven't seen any of these yet, so I can't say if this is good or not, but a lot of people rave about it. And don't confuse that gentleman there for a character from another Netflix original show. It looks just like somebody else from another show, but it's not. Yes, this one is pretty popular. Pretty popular with the kids these days, but I haven't checked it out yet. Maybe one of these years I'll get around to watching this. And let's do number 5. This is another show I've not really seen a whole lot of. I've caught an episode or two, and it's pretty good, but I haven't gotten into the whole series yet. What is the name of this Netflix original? These are all current shows, as in still in production or brand new seasons out, not any of the completed or canceled series. This is Netflix original number 5. Of course, we always have a bonus question to wrap up each and every round. And our bonus question for the Netflix original, speaking of shows that were very popular during lockdown earlier this year, for 2 points, the hit miniseries The Tiger King, in the hit miniseries The Tiger King, what is the name of the zoo owned by Joe Exotic? For 2 points, in the hit miniseries The Tiger King, what is the name of the zoo owned by Joe Exotic? Now, there is a long official name to the zoo. If you know that, that's great. You could put that down. But then there's also a real shortened name that this zoo or animal park goes by. That's acceptable too. So either give me the short version that it goes by, or if you know the whole full name of the zoo or whatever the hell it is, you could put that down too. Either or. Both are accepted. So where are my Tiger King fans at? For 2 points, in the hit miniseries The Tiger King, what is the name of the zoo owned by Joe Exotic? I never watched this one. Didn't do it. Didn't do it. Everybody was watching it, and I saw all the memes and all the jokes online, and I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to see a documentary on why you shouldn't do meth. I already know that it's not cool to do meth, so I don't need to be reminded. And I don't need to watch a bunch of hillbillies and their tigers. Wasn't my cup of tea. All right. Let's go through these picture clues one more time for you real quick in case you want to see one again, or maybe you jumped in a little late and missed it. Here's Netflix original number 1 a second time for you. And number 2. How rude. Number 2. And number 3 a second time for you. There we go. What is the name of this series right here? And number 4. There it is, number 4. Netflix original number 4. Here comes number 5 one last time for you. There it is. And our bonus question one last time for you for 2 points in the hit mini series, The Tiger King. What is the name of the zoo owned by Joe Exotic? Joe Exotic. Get the F out of here. This country seriously has a serious problem of making stupid people famous. It's not anything new, too. We've been doing it for a long time. All right, I'm going to give you a minute to finalize those answers. If you think you did really well, if you're a big Netflix watcher, if you've seen that message, hey, are you still there? Many times, then you've probably done pretty well this round. If you want to circle, you want to get double points for this round, go ahead and circle. Just put a big circle right around your whole group of answers. And you can give yourself double the amount of points for this round. If you don't, if you're not a big Netflix fan or you're not confident, you got 4 more chances to use that double score round. You get to use it one time tonight. We still have December sports history coming up, some random music trivia, Savage trivia, not hard, but things named Savage, and general trivia to end the night. No multiple choice or true false in that general trivia round, but there will be some multiple choice either or questions in our next 3 rounds to kind of help you out. So let's do our answers, shall we? Let's get through this and get into our more traditional question and answer portion of the night. Picture round number 1, Netflix originals was the category. Netflix original number 1. This is a very popular one. I think the new season just came out, so there's been a lot of chatter about The Crown. This is a somewhat historically accurate, but not really, story of the British royal family. Of course, there's a young Prince Charles and Princess Diana there. They really did a good casting job with Princess Diana there. That really does look a lot like her. This is the show where Gillian Anderson of X-Files fame is playing Margaret Thatcher, which is interesting. All right, Netflix original number 2. This is Grace and Frankie, Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. This is a fun show. As I said, I watched the first season or 2. I think it's got 6 seasons now on it. They kind of lost me, not because it was bad, just because never got back into it. But that I recommend checking that one out. It's kind of a brainless comedy for you. Number 3, speaking of brainless, this is one of my, I love this show. It was so fun. It's got a little bit of something for everybody. This is The Witcher, based on a series of books that was made into a bunch of video games. Now it's a Netflix original, and then they're coming back for a 2nd season. As I said, it's an easy watch. You can get through this season in a day or 2, because you'll watch them back to back to back. That's because they're good fun watch. Number 4, and no, I'm not on the payroll for The Witcher. I wish. Netflix original number 4. I wish I was on the payroll for this show. This is the very popular Ozark. And no, that is not the kid from Stranger Things to the left. I thought it was at first. I was like, did they have a crossover episode between Stranger Things and Ozark? But no, not the same guy. But that is Ozark. Jason Bateman is in that one. If you like your drugs, watch that show, is what I hear. Number 5, this one, I've only caught an episode or 2, haven't got into it yet. Dear White People, that is what this show is called, Dear White People. And yeah, that's that show. And let's do our bonus question for you real quick. I'm all over the place here. I got to get back into that folder. There it is. Bonus question for 2 points. In the hit miniseries The Tiger King, what was the name of the zoo owned by Joe Exotic? There's a long name, the formal name, and then there's just kind of the nickname. GW Zoo. If you have that, you're good. Or if you put the full name, the Greater Winewood Exotic Animal Park is the official name. But people called it the GW Zoo. So either one of those are good for me. If you got either of that written down, you get yourself 2 bonus points for this round. GW Zoo or the Greater Winewood. Am I saying that right? Winewood Exotic Animal Park, where the exotic one and his tigers did their things. All right, so those answers, again, real quick. Number 1 was The Crown. Number 2 was Grace and Frankie. The Witcher was number 3. Ozark, number 4. Dear White People was number 5. And our bonus question answer was the GW Zoo or Greater Winewood Exotic Animal Park. There we go. That wraps up round number 1. That was Netflix Originals, our picture round. Now it's time to get into our more traditional question and answer portion of the show. December sports history is round number 2. Here's where I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, about 6 in total, about things that happen in the world of sports during the month of December. And again, as I said, reading those daily Today in Hockey History columns, it's going to pay off this round. Guaranteed. Let's do number 1 for you. I forgot any of my Southside regulars playing tonight. This one is for you. What Chicago White Sox Hall of Fame shortstop won the American League Rookie of the Year award on December 1st, 1956? Question number 1. What Chicago White Sox Hall of Fame shortstop won the American League Rookie of the Year award back on December 1st, 1956? The start of a very long and successful career for this gentleman. This is round number 2 on your score sheets. 2 of 5. If you're a big sports fan, you may be using your double score option for this round. Excuse me. All right, speaking of hockey, question number 2. The Colorado Avalanche acquired Hall of Fame goaltender Patrick Waugh on December 6, 1995, 25 years ago today. Wow. Which team was he traded from? Was it the Montreal Canadiens, the Toronto Maple Leafs, or the Vancouver Canucks? The Colorado Avalanche acquired Hall of Fame goaltender Patrick Waugh on December 6, 1995, and they went on to win the Stanley Cup that year. Which team was he traded from? Who gave up Patrick Waugh to the Avalanche? Was it the Canadiens, the Maple Leafs, or the Canucks? If you read today's Today in Hockey History column, this was one of the top subjects discussed today, so you should know this answer. All of my loyal readers out there, you would know this answer. This is why I tell you to read every day. You never know when something is going to pop up. So who traded Patrick Waugh to the Avalanche and lived to regret ever doing that? But he was done with this team. Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver. Who traded Patrick Waugh? Number 3, true or false? On December 10th, 2012, Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel became the first freshman to ever win the Heisman Trophy. True or false? On December the 10th, 2012, Texas A&M QB Johnny Manziel became the first freshman to win the Heisman Trophy. That is question number 3. And let's move on to question number 4. Which tennis pro was named Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year on December 15th, 1992? Was that Andre Agassi, Boris Becker, or Arthur Ashe? Which tennis pro was named Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year on December 15th, 1992? Andre Agassi, Boris Becker, or Arthur Ashe? You got 3 choices of double same initial players there. That was done unintentionally, but I just noticed that. Was it Agassi, Becker, or Ashe? Who was the Sports Person of the Year in 1992? Question 5. What NBA coach became the quickest to 500 wins on December 23rd, 1997, needing only 682 games? What NBA coach became the quickest to 500 wins on December 23rd, 1997, needing only 682 games? That's pretty impressive to go 500 and 182 to start your career. That's good if you like that sort of thing. So what NBA coach are we talking about needing only 682 games to win 500? Bonus question time for the December sports history round. For 2 points, which team hosted the first ever NHL game played in the United States on December 1st, 1924? For 2 points, which team hosted the first ever NHL game in the United States on December the 1st, 1924? Did you read Today in Hockey History, December 1st? You'd know this one if you did. Come on, guys. Everybody goes to the bathroom. Take your phone into the bathroom. Learn some hockey history. You'd have 3 trivia points here tonight if you'd done that. All right, let's repeat our questions for you in our December sports history round. Round number 2, question number 1. What Chicago White Sox Hall of Fame shortstop won the American League Rookie of the Year award on the 1st of December, 1956? Question number 2. The Colorado Avalanche acquired Hall of Fame goaltender Patrick Waugh on December the 6th, 1995. Which team was he traded from? Was that the Montreal Canadiens, the Toronto Maple Leafs, or those pesky Vancouver Canucks? Question number 3, true or false? On December 10th, 2012, Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel became the first freshman to win the Heisman Trophy. Question number 4. Which tennis pro was named Sports Illustrated's Sports Person of the Year on December the 15th, 1992? Was that Andre Agassi, Boris Becker, or Arthur Ashe? Number 5. What NBA coach became the quickest of 500 wins on December 23rd, 1997, needing only 682 games to get there? Impressive stuff for sure. And that bonus question one more time for 2 points. Which team hosted the first ever NHL game in the United States way back on December the 1st, 1924? Long time ago, almost 100 years ago. But which team hosted that first game in the United States? HockeyWriters.com. That's where you would know the answer to that one, as well as the Patrick Waugh question. All right, I'll give you guys a moment here. Just a little heads up, this shouldn't be an issue. But Tuesday night's game, the next time we're going to get back together, there's a possibility that it could start a couple of minutes later than usual. I am hosting a Rotary Club's Christmas, or I got invited to join a Rotary Club's Christmas Zoom call and host a trivia night for them. Now that's 6 to 7 o'clock. I'm going to try and make sure that that gets wrapped up before 7, so I can just click on over and join you guys. But that's happening Tuesday night. And if you would like me to come and host your organizations or group of friends or families holiday Zoom call and do a trivia night just for you guys get to pick the categories, how many rounds, what time you want to have it. You can book me for $125 and then just invite me to your Zoom call, and I'll have your custom game ready for your Rotary Club or your mom's club, book club, just your group of friends or your family, whatever you're doing for Zoom. It's not limited just for the holidays. Once the holidays come and go, I can jump on any Zoom call you'd like. I'm also offering the actual physical games, your own custom-made play-at-home game that you would get in a PowerPoint slideshow presentation, the same that we use, that I use when we play our in-person games at the bar. So you would get what you see on the TVs emailed to you. Once again, whatever rounds you want, as many as you want. It all depends. Pricing on those would be $15 per round that's already written. Or if you pick a category I don't have any questions for, you need something very specific, I'm happy to do it. But those rounds would be $25 a piece. So you would get the complete game on a slideshow presentation and the questions and answers. So that's going on now. So let's do our answers for our sports December sports category. Number 1, what Chicago White Sox Hall of Fame shortstop won the Rookie of the Year in 1956? That was the great Luis Aparicio. Number 2, the Colorado Avalanche acquired Hall of Fame goaltender Patrick Waugh in this very date in 1995, and they got him from the Montreal Canadiens. A couple days prior to this, he hated his head coach up there, and his head coach let him hang out to dry, and he gave up 9 goals in one game, and he just kept them out there even though he didn't have it. And when he finally pulled them, the team president was sitting behind the bench that night, and he walked up to him and said, "This is my last game in Montreal." And 4 days later, he was traded to the Avalanche, where he won 2 Stanley Cups. So it worked out pretty well for him. Number 3, true or false, December 10th, 2012, Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel became the first freshman to win the Heisman Trophy. That is true. Albeit he was a redshirt freshman, he was still a freshman and the first to ever do so. That's a guy that did not have a professional career as good as Patrick Waugh or even Derek Waugh for that standpoint. Major bust out for Johnny Football. He was a penis. Number 4. Which tennis pro was named Sports Illustrated's Sports Person of the Year back in 1992? That would be Arthur Ashe. Arthur Ashe is who we're looking for there. Number 5. What NBA coach became the quickest to win 500 games, doing so in just 682 games? He did all 500 of those wins right here in Chicago with our Bulls. That we're talking about Phil Jackson. He was the fastest to win 500 games in NBA history. And our bonus question, another hockey question. We talked about this just a few days ago in my history column. For 2 points, which team hosted the first ever National Hockey League game in the United States on December 1st, 1924? The Boston Bruins. Boston Bruins. They hosted the Canadiens that first game and lost, I believe. All right, so those answers once again, that would be Luis Aparicio. Montreal Canadiens was number 2. Number 3 was True Statement. Arthur Ashe was our answer for number 4. Number 5 is Phil Jackson. And the bonus question answer, 2 points if you put down the Boston Bruins. All right, that wraps up sports in December. Let's move on to just some absolutely, completely random music trivia. I've got pages and pages of just random music questions that are looking for homes, that are looking for connections with other music questions to become full rounds. But until they find that home, they're just going to pop up randomly on my online game, so it all works out. So here are some random music trivia, no rhyme or reason. The only connection these questions have are they are about pop music, popular music for sure. Let's get right into it with question number 1. What female pop group sang their 1990 hit Hold On in the 2011 comedy Bridesmaids? There's a little bit of a movie question too. What female pop group sang their 1990 hit Hold On in the 2011 comedy Bridesmaids? Who had that big hit Hold On in 1990? I got a feeling there's going to be some earworms planted in this round, and I am not sorry for that. Some of you guys are going to wake up singing maybe Hold On, or maybe one of the other songs mentioned in this round. Question number 2, Hey Soul Sister was one of the biggest hit songs of the year 2010. Which band performed it? Was that Matchbox 20, Train, or the Goo Goo Dolls? Hey Soul Sister was one of the biggest hits of 2010. Which 101.9 The Mix favorite performed it? Matchbox 20, Train, or Google Dolls? Who gave us Hey Soul Sister? Question 3, true or false? Poison's power ballad hit Every Rose Has Its Thorn was released in 1986. True or false? Poison's power ballad hit Every Rose Has Its Thorn was released in 1986. This is round 3 on your score sheets at home. 2 more rounds following this Savage trivia and general trivia coming up next. Just keep that in mind if you haven't used your double score option yet. Number 4 for our random music trivia round. What 90s alternative band released the albums Celebrity Skin and Live Through This? Was that Hole, Garbage, or L7? Number 4, what 90s alternative band released the albums Celebrity Skin and Live Through This? Was this Hole, Garbage, or L7? Question number 5. What band has had 20 top 40 hit singles, including Alone, These Dreams, and Barracuda? What band had 20 top 40 hit singles during their career, including Alone, These Dreams, and Barracuda? Where are my Guitar Hero players at? Was it Barracuda? No, it wasn't Barracuda. It was another song by this band, but there was a song by this band on Guitar Hero, one of the Guitar Hero games. Which band had these hit songs? Alone, These Dreams, and Barracuda. And our bonus question for 2 points, what 1990 hit that was heavily criticized for sampling the bass line from another rock classic was the first hip-hop song to ever top Billboard's Hot 100 charts? For 2 points, what 1990 hit song, which was heavily criticized for sampling the bass line from a rock classic, was the first hip-hop song to ever top Billboard's Top 100 charts? Or Hot 100, I should say. This was the first hip-hop #1 song. Which was it? Ooh, excuse me. I didn't get my nap in today. Tough life. It's because I chose not to watch the Bears game, and usually I could snooze through a quarter and a half, but chose not to watch the Bears, so I didn't get my afternoon nap. The only downside of not watching the Bears. And from what I saw, I made the right choice. All right. Let's repeat these questions for you one last time. Number 1, what female pop group sang their 1990 hit Hold On in the 2011 comedy Bridesmaids? That's question number 1 for random music trivia. Number 2, Hey Soul Sister was one of the biggest hit songs of 2010. What band gave us this song? Was that Matchbox 20, Train, or the Goo Goo Dolls? Three giants of safe rock. Number 3, true or false? Poison's power ballad Every Rose Has Its Thorn was released in 1986. Number 4, what 1990s alternative band had albums Celebrity Skin and Live Through This? Was that Hole, Garbage, or L7? Number 5, what band has had 20 top 40 singles, including Alone, These Dreams, and Barracuda? What band has had 20 top 40 singles in their career, including the songs Alone, These Dreams, and Barracuda? And our bonus question for 2 points. What 1990 hit that was heavily criticized for pretty much ripping off the bass line of another popular song was the first hip-hop song to ever top Billboard's Hot 100 charts? You know this one. Everybody should know this one. All right, I'm going to give you guys a minute to finalize those answers. If you still have your double point option and you want to double your score for this round because you know your music, go ahead and circle your group of answers right now. Please don't do it after you've heard the answers. We're going to get back together Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. And of course, Thursday will be our theme night, Thursday theme night here at the Play at Home Trivia Nights. This week's theme will be pro wrestling. Been teasing, threatening you guys with that one for a long time. We're finally going to do it. Let's take a look at the rest of our month for our theme nights. This Thursday, pro wrestling. Everything you ever wanted to be asked about on pro wrestling. We'll do a little bit of everything. It'll be a fun night. If you got a big pro wrestling fan in your little circle of friends and family, get them to come out and play Thursday night. You may need a ringer. Get your ringers. Find your wrestling nerds. Recruit them to play Thursday night. Week from Thursday the 17th, we'll do a Jeopardy night. We did a Jeopardy night a few weeks ago in honor of the passing of Alex Trebek. We had a lot of fun doing it. So this night will be a different format. We'll still do 30 questions, but they will all be actual questions from Jeopardy episodes. And you will have to answer in the form of questions, and each question will have a different monetary value assigned to them. So we'll play it just like you were on the show Jeopardy. Then we're going to do themes on Wednesdays and back-to-back weeks because Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve fall on Thursdays. We will not be doing trivia on those nights. So Wednesday the 23rd, we're going to do all Christmas trivia. That will be a fun night. Christmas trivia is one of the most popular trivia nights of the year, whether it's in person or whether it is online. So we're going to do all Christmas trivia. We'll cover Christmas movies and TV specials, toys, Christmas traditions, Christmas carols, everything Christmas. We'll have a question on it on the 23rd. And on our final night of the year, Wednesday the 30th, it'll be our last play-at-home trivia night for 2020. So we'll use the whole night to do nothing but 2020 trivia. It'll be 2020 year in review that night. We'll ask all kinds of questions about everything that happened in 2020 or what didn't happen but was supposed to happen in 2020. So those are our theme nights coming up for the rest of the month and year. If you have suggestions for something you'd like to see on one of our Thursday night themes, send them my way. I'm always looking for ideas. Or if something you just want as a single category on one of our regular nights, I'm all about taking in suggestions and playing what you guys want to play, because these nights are for you guys out there. It's not for me behind this computer. I'm just writing questions and reading them. I'd rather be writing and reading questions you want to play. Makes it more fun for everybody. So send me some category suggestions when you turn in your score sheets tonight. I've got a list I'm working on. We'll get some of those categories going this week. All right, so let's do our answers for music trivia. This is round 3. Number 1, what female pop group sang their 1990 hit song "Hold On" in the Bridesmaids movie some 21 years later? That, of course, Wilson Phillips. Wilson Phillips. Number 2, "Hey Soul Sister" was one of the biggest songs of 2010, and that was performed by the band Train. Train is number 2. Number 3, true or false, Poison's power ballad hit "Every Rose Has Its Thorn" was released in 1986. Everybody knows that song, but it was not released in 1986. That is false. That song came out in 1988. 1988. False statement for that one. Number 4, what 90s alternative band released the albums "Celebrity Skin" and "Live Through This"? That would be Hole, Ms. Courtney Love. Blech. That's all I gotta say about that. Number 5, what band had 20 top 10 hit singles, including "Alone," "These Dreams," and "Barracuda"? That would be Heart. Heart. Nancy and Ann Wilson, the Heart Girls. And our bonus question for 2 points, what 1990 hit that was heavily criticized for stealing the bass line from Under Pressure was the first hip-hop song to ever top Billboard's Hot 100 charts. We're talking about Ice Ice Baby. A little Vanilla Ice for you. I still, to this day, crack up every time I see that interview with Vanilla Ice about where he tries to tell you how it's different. We got that little extra ting there at the end. Piss off, dude. You ripped it off. You know you ripped it off. That was before sampling was really a thing, and you paid the people to rip them off. I don't know how he got away with that, but he made a lot of money off of it, and then he spent all that money off of it. Now he has to do bad television shows to try and recoup that. So, all right, here we go. Let's do round number 4. Actually, let me run through those answers for you real quick again. Number 1 was Wilson Phillips. 2 was Train. 3 was False. Hole was number 4. Heart was number 5. And Ice, Ice Baby. There it is. Bonus question answered for you. All right, we're going to move on to round number 4. A little Savage trivia for you. Now, I bet when you saw the categories posted today on the Trivia Nights with Greg Facebook page or my Twitter account, you thought, man, Savage trivia is probably going to just be a bunch of really, really hard questions. No, it's about people or things named Savage, like my buddy behind me, the Macho Man. Just getting you prepped up for Thursday's pro wrestling night. So let's get right into some Savage trivia. You're going to find out it's not as hard as you might have thought it would be. Number 1, 1987 fantasy adventure film had Fred Savage play the grandson. What 1987 fantasy adventure film had Fred Savage play the grandson? Question number 2. Who directed the 2012 action thriller Savages, starring Benicio del Toro, Selma Hayek, and John Travolta? Was that Oliver Stone, Wes Anderson, or Christopher Nolan? Who directed the 2012 action thriller Savages, starring Benicio del Toro, Selma Hayek, and John Travolta? Was that Oliver Stone, Wes Anderson, or Christopher Nolan? Freak out, freak out. Macho Man. Dig it. Oh, just wait till Thursday. You're going to get all my really lame wrestling impressions on Thursday. It's going to be good stuff. Joey, you got to talk to Cullum. You got to get Cullum to play Thursday night. I mean, that might not be fair, though, because he'll get all the questions right before I'm done reading them. Number 3, true or false, Ben Savage played the character Eric Matthews on Boy Meets World. True or false, Ben Savage played the character Eric Matthews on Boy Meets World. All right, I figured as much, but that thought just popped into my head. Number 4. What was the name of the professional wrestler Macho Man Randy Savage played in 2002's Spider-Man? Was it Bolt Patterson, Bonesaw McGraw, or Killer Cox? What was the name of the professional wrestler Macho Man Randy Savage? Ooh, yeah. Played in 2002's Spider-Man. Was that Lightning Bolt Patterson, Bonesaw McGraw, or Killer Cox? Cream of the crop. Cup of coffee. Yeah. Ooh, it's December, so we can look up the Macho Man Jingle Bells. When we're done playing here, head over to YouTube and search Macho Man Randy Savage Jingle Bells. You will not be disappointed. And then you're going to go down a rabbit hole of Macho Man videos, and it's going to be the best hour and a half of your day. I guarantee it. Number 5, what Australian pop duo had hits in the late 90s and early 2000s with songs like I Want You, The Animal Song, and Truly Madly Deeply? What Australian pop duo had hits in the late 90s and early 2000s with songs like I Want You, The Animal Song, and Truly Madly Deeply? Bonus question time for 2 points. What 1989 movie starring Fred Savage? We're going full circle. Back to Fred Savage. Sorry, there's not a lot of Savage guys out there. For 2 points, what 1989 movie starring Fred Savage was about a boy and his brother who run away from home to compete in a video game championship? For 2 points, what 1989 movie starring Fred Savage was about a boy and his brother who run away from home to compete in a video game championship? All right. Nope. Is that the link to the Jingle Bells there, Joey? Links don't pop up, or I at least can't click it here. Probably on the Facebook page you can. All right, let's repeat these questions for you one more time. This was Savage Trivia. Number 1, what 1987 fantasy adventure film had Fred Savage play the grandson? Number 2, who directed the 2012 action thriller Savages starring Benicio del Toro, Salma Hayek, and John Travolta? Was that Oliver Stone, Wes Anderson, or Christopher Nolan? Number 3, true or false, Ben Savage played the character Eric Matthews on Boy Meets World? Number 4, what was the name of the professional wrestler Macho Man Randy Savage played in 2002's Spider-Man? Was that Lightning Bolt Patterson, Bonesaw McGraw, or Killer Cox? Number 5, what Australian pop duo had hits in the 90s and early 2000s with songs like I Want You, The Animal Song, and Truly Madly Deeply? And the bonus question for 2 points, what 1989 movie starring Fred Savage was about a boy and his brother who run away from home to compete in a video game championship? All right, I'm going to give you a minute here to finalize those answers. See how you guys did on this Savage Trivia. All right, let's get through it. Let's get our answers down so we can get to our final round and you can get on to your rest of your Sunday nights. I know some of you guys want to watch the end of that Chiefs game, so I'll get through this as quickly as possible. Number one, what 1987 adventure film had Fred Savage play the grandson? Of course, we're talking about The Princess Bride, one of my favorite movies of all time. Number two, who directed the 2012 action thriller? I'm all discombobulated. Let's start this one over. Who's directed the 2012 action thriller Savages, starring Benicio del Toro, Salma Hayek, John Travolta? That is an Oliver Stone movie. I put North down there. I don't know why, but it's Oliver Stone is the director of that. My brain is not functioning well today. There it is. Oliver Stone is who we're looking for. All right. Number four. True or false? Ben Savage played the character Eric Matthews on Boy Meets World. That is false. Ben Savage played Corey Matthews on Boy Meets World. Eric Matthews was his dopey older brother. Number four. What was the name of the professional wrestler Macho Man Randy Savage played in Spider-Man? Bonesaw McGraw was that name. Lightning Bolt Patterson and Killer Cox were actual real guys that wrestled in the 70s and earlier than that. Number five, what Australian pop duo had hits in the 90s and early 2000s with songs like I Want You, the Animal song, Truly Madly Deeply? You may never have gotten this one if this was in the previous round, but since this is Savage Trivia, you probably remembered there was a band called Savage Garden. And our bonus question for 2 points, another Fred Savage movie, this one in 1989. What was the name? It was about a boy and his brother who run away from home to compete in a video game championship. I had completely forgotten this movie existed till I wrote this round, and now I remember this movie. It was The Wizard. The Wizard. I think this was the movie that was kind of tied to the Power Glove. You guys remember the Power Glove, the Nintendo? I think this was kind of like there was pretty much a commercial for that thing, I believe. All right, so those answers once again. Number one was Princess Bride. Number two was Oliver Stone. Three was false. Bonesaw McGraw was number four. Number five was Savage Garden, and The Wizard was our bonus question answer. So that's our Savage Trivia. Hopefully it wasn't as savage as you thought it would be. And we're going to move into our final round of the night, your last chance to get some valuable points to see if you're going to be our Sunday night big-time winner. And it's just some general trivia, just some random questions coming at you. Hopefully you guys get the specific answers. At the end of this round, you are going to add up your scores, put it nice and big on your score sheets, then take a picture of that and send it to me via Facebook. You can send it to either the Trivia Nights with Greg page or my personal account. It doesn't matter. They show up in the same place, so I'll be able to see them accordingly. All right, let's do it. General trivia. Question number one. Let's jump right into it. Blank of the Jedi was the original name of 1983's Return of the Jedi, but it was changed after George Lucas thought the word was too harsh. Blank of the Jedi was the original name of Return of the Jedi, but it was changed after George Lucas thought the word was too harsh. It was changed so late that there were actually movie posters printed and put in movie theaters with the original name on it for a brief time before there was ever a preview or anything just to promote it. They actually had posters with this original name on it, and those are very, very collectible. And Worth a lot of money if you've got one of those. Number 2, what trade profession's name is derived from the Latin word for lead? What trade profession's name is derived from the Latin word for lead? Number 3, what is the only animal to be born with their horns? Every other animal that has horns eventually grows them after birth. There is one animal that is born with their horns. Which one is it? Number 4, in regards to computers, what does the acronym RAM mean? In regards to computers, what does the acronym RAM mean? Number 5, what soda uses the slogan, "Obey your thirst"? What soda uses the slogan, "Obey your thirst"? Or used. I don't know if that's still their current slogan. It might be. I don't know. And the bonus question, our final question of the night. We've made it to the end of the game. For 2 points, who was the first astronomer to view Saturn through a telescope? Who was the first astronomer to view Saturn through a telescope? All right, let's repeat these questions for you again. Final round, general trivia. Blank of the Jedi was the original name of 1983's Return of the Jedi, but it was changed after George Lucas thought the word was too harsh. Number 2, what trade profession's name is derived from the Latin word for lead? Number 3, what is the only animal born with their horns? Number 4, in regards to computers, what does the acronym RAM mean? Number 5, what soda uses the slogan "Obey your thirst"? And the bonus question, last question for 2 points. Who was the first astronomer to view Saturn through a telescope? All right, I'll give you a moment to finalize those answers. Don't forget, once I reveal the correct answers to you, you're going to add up your scores from all 5 rounds. Send them to me via Facebook Messenger or Twitter DM. And I will take a minute or two to calculate, to tabulate, figure out who our top teams are, and put you guys in our big scoreboard. So you get your bragging rights. You'll get double dose of bragging rights, 48 hours worth. You'll be our reigning champion until we get back together Tuesday nights. We'll be doing 3 more nights of play at home trivia this coming up week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, our midweek triple shot coming at you, 7 o'clock Central each time. Please make sure you like the Trivia Nights with Greg Facebook page. That's where not only can you catch the live streams over on Facebook and play along, but that's where you'll get your category updates every day before the game goes on the air. So hopefully Tuesday morning, I'll have those categories up for you for Tuesday night. And then once the in-person games get to start up again, hopefully shortly after the new year, probably. I don't see it happening before then. We get back together. That's where you'll get the categories, your free questions, vote on a player's choice round, all that fun stuff happening over at the Facebook page. So please give that a like if you haven't already. All right, let's do it. Here's our answers. Let's wrap up tonight's game. Number 1, Blank of the Jedi was the original name of Return of the Jedi, but it was changed after George Lucas thought it was too harsh. Revenge of the Jedi. But then George said, no, Jedi don't go for revenge. They're too nice. So if you actually have one of those Revenge of the Jedi movie posters, the real ones, you can get redone ones, you can get republished ones, whatever you want to call it. If you've got one of those originals, send me a message. I've always wanted one of those. One of the original, authentic Revenge of the Jedi posters that were sent out to the movie theaters in 1982. Let's do some business. Number 2, what trade profession's name is derived from the Latin word for lead? That would be plumber. Plumber. The Latin word for lead is plumbum. So they're a bunch of plum bums and plumbers. Number 3. What is the only animal born with its horns? That would be giraffes. Giraffes are born with their horns. They're the only animals born with horns. Number 4. In regards to computers, what does the acronym RAM stand for? That is Random Access Memory. Random Access Memory. Number 5, what soda uses the slogan "Obey your thirst"? That would be Sprite. And the bonus question for 2 points, what was the first astronomer, or who was the first astronomer to view Saturn through a telescope? That would be Queen's favorite astronomer, Galileo. Galileo. That guy, he did it. It's probably one of the only astronomers you know. So if you guessed, you got yourself 2 points. So once again, those correct answers are Revenge for number 1, Plumber for number 2, Giraffes for number 3, Random Access Memory was number 4, number 5 was Sprite, and Galileo was the bonus question. All right, so start finalizing those scores. Start sending them to me. I'm going to grab my iPad here. We're going to figure out what we got here as far as our top teams for the evening. Get the trusty old iPad out. I got too much crap on this desk these days. I gotta clean this thing up. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Looks like we got a couple sent already. All right, we got JK squared, Jen and Justin. Thanks, guys. I've got your score. Thanks for playing. Hopefully Cheddar was able to get you an answer or two tonight. Let's see here. We have our Glowatts double G and Z team tonight. We've got multiple. I'm just calling you double D, G, and Z tonight. Thanks for checking in, everybody from Chicago, Cleveland, all over the place. I appreciate that. And we have Just Carson from Rose Hose, everybody's most hated team over the summer. I was starting to see who was the glue of that team. All right. Let's check our other account here, make sure I'm not missing anybody. I know I got at least one over there. All right, we have the Goonies. Thank you, Carrie, as always. I've got your score. You guys are down. Let's see here. Okay, Rico and the Twins. Casey is back in the game. I have your score. Thank you for checking in and playing along tonight. And then we have Team Erase Board, Team Rios, Joey and Anna. Thank you. All right, let me just double check. We don't have any stragglers hanging out somewhere. All right, what do we got here? We got, yes, you are, Carson. You apparently kept that team above water. All right, let's do our scoreboard here real quick. Let's get everybody their moment in the sun on the big screen. So what we got here? We got all right. And one last one, and we'll get this on the board here for you. We'll get our top 5. All right, here we go. Our top 5 for this Sunday night. Placing in 5th with 33 points, we have the Goonies. Nicely done, guys. Thank you so much, as always. We'll see you back here Tuesday night. In fourth place, which is technically our runner-up spot tonight, Team Rios. Joey and Anna, 37 points tonight. That is our second highest score, even though you're in fourth place, because we have a three-way tie for the win tonight. I don't think we've ever had a three-way tie. Double G and Z, our Glowats and Zupans and Dan and family, all those guys. You guys tied with Rico and the Twins and Carson playing on our own with 38 points. So while we technically have a three-way tie for the lead, I'm giving the nod to tonight's champion really is Carson. 38 points, top scorer, playing on her own, no teammates, nobody helping her out. While she tied for first place, she's the champion in my mind tonight. But congratulations to all three of you teams, or two teams in Carson, for tying with 38 points, our top score tonight. And thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight and joining me anytime you come in. I always appreciate the support. And once again, these nights are for you. So if you have got some suggestions or some categories you want to see, just let me know. I'll do my best to get them in the next few nights. We'll be back here Tuesday night at 7 o'clock for another Play at Home trivia night. So until we get back together, just please stay safe and smart out there. Be responsible. Wear your masks if you have to leave the house. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Just be kind. Be patient. And we'll be okay. And so be good. We'll see you Tuesday night. Thank you, everybody.